So welcome this evening to our Berkeley County information session for dual enrollment. We have options for everyone. So our most popular is going to be your JumpStart program. I'm sure you have heard of some upperclassmen this year or previous years that have been in the JumpStart program. It is for seniors only, and it's about your first year of our Blue Ridge CTC program. So we've got 14 programs for you this year. There's something for everyone. Even if it's not in the JumpStart program, we have transfer programs as well. So if you either don't want to be in the JumpStart program, you don't have something that really fits, or you don't want to give all that time to college classes right now, we have our Scholars program, which is just a couple classes each semester. And we can also create a custom schedule, which is open to any student that wants to take any general classes off of our schedule. As long as you meet the prerequisites, you can take those. So for JumpStart, this year we're offering 14 programs for 2021-2022. We have Agribusiness, Applied Laboratory Technician, Business Administration, Culinary Arts, Cybersecurity, Digital Media Studies, Early Childhood Specialist, Education, Electric Distribution Engineering Technology, or EDET, General Studies, Healthcare Professions, Information Technology, Mechatronics and Engineering Technology, and Software Development. JumpStart is going to be about first through fourth period of your high school day. So you're actually going to be bused from your high school to Blue Ridge CTC, whether that be our headquarters location on Apple Harvest Drive or our technology center off of Route 11, about halfway in between Inwood and Martinsburg. Students do self-pay tuition fees and books. Tuition's only $25 per credit. To put that in perspective, if you were to come after high school, it would be $172 per credit for that same exact class. Fees are dependent on the class. If you have a lab class, it might have a lab fee for materials, and then of course books. We do have scholarships available for JumpStart students. So if you want a tuition scholarship, which will pay for some or all of your tuition, or we have a book scholarship, which will cover all of your books. If you apply to the JumpStart program, I'll actually send out those applications for the scholarships. There are two of them. You can fill out one, you can fill out both. I always say fill out both because you never know. Worst we can say is no. And then attendance is also tracked daily. Just like your regular high school schedule, they're going to take attendance during your high school classes. We're going to take attendance at Blue Ridge and we're going to send it to your high schools. So the first program for JumpStart is Agribusiness. This aligns directly with our Associate of Applied Science degree in Agribusiness. So it focuses on general studies and introductory agribusiness coursework. Completers will earn 26 credits and it is at our technology center. You'll notice as all of these programs have English 101 and math for both semesters, well, English 101 and then another English for spring. So for the spring or fall semester, you're going to take English 101, general biology, you're going to take your agribusiness introduction, and you'll also notice all the programs for the fall semester have a math option. So we have our essentials math, which is a prerequisite course for your spring math class, or if you place using the SAT, ACT, or the Blue Ridge CTC AccuPlacer, you can place into a higher level math and take that for the fall semester. For the spring and agribusiness, you're going to continue with technical writing, the second part of general biology, principles of sustainable agriculture, as well as math 101. And next we have applied laboratory technician. I believe we have a program coordinator here.
Hello, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Spring, the program manager for the Applied Laboratory Technician program. I'd like to begin by asking you, the student, a question. Students, I want you to unmute yourselves. Go to the lower left-hand part of your screen and click on the microphone to unmute yourself. Go ahead and do that now. Awesome. Now, I'm going to ask you a question, and you're just going to shout out the answer. What's the best part of any science class you've ever had?
Labs.
Awesome. That's exactly what I was going for. This is a lab technician program. It's an applied program, so you're going to learn hands-on skills. It's about getting the skills you need to get a job as a quality assurance technician.
You muted.
So our students get jobs doing product testing in local manufacturing settings and performing tests in government settings. There are lots of jobs out there available to you in the local area, and they're good paying jobs. If you take the JumpStart program, you'll complete 31 college credits your senior year. After that, you can go out and get a job, or you can continue on for a second year to complete your Associate of Applied Science degree. During the JumpStart program, you'll earn an OSHA 30 General Industry Card. That says you've received a broad range of safety awareness training for working in an industrial setting. And we've received good feedback that this training is desirable from employers. The program is taught at the Tech Center. On the next screen, you can see the courses you'll take. I'm going to concentrate on those that begin with LTech. The LTech courses are the heart of our program. In LTech 101, you'll learn basic laboratory analytical skills using classical glassware. In LTech 111, that's the safety awareness class. You'll get your OSHA 30 card there. In the second semester, you'll take LTech 102 and LTech 112. And there you'll operate instrumentation that you'll see in labs in the area. And you'll test for things like color and concentration, composition. You'll figure out if there are any contaminants, or in some cases, you'll figure out just what the substance is that you're dealing with. But it's very hands-on. We'd love to have you in the program.
All right, thank you very much. And next we have Business Administration. Business Administration aligns directly with our Associate of Science degree. There are several articulations for transfer options. So it's a very easily transferred program if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for business administration. One of my favorite transfer options that we have is actually a Rennes School of Business in France. So if you're looking to go to France, do something different, our credits will transfer to the Rennes School of Business in France. The focus is general studies for our business administration program. Completers will earn 26 credits, and it is at our main campus. Again, you'll see that you have English for both semesters and of course that math option for fall. You'll also take general physical science and macroeconomics for the fall. And then in the spring, you'll finish up your English and math, finish up that general physical science, and also marketing class, which is extremely popular among the high school students. And next we have Culinary Arts.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chef Jennifer Smith. I am the culinary lab instructor for JumpStart, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about our program. If you like to cook or bake or have ever thought about opening your own food service business, have some entrepreneurial interest, this might just be the program for you. We start out learning just some basic scaling, measuring, mixing, interpreting your recipes, food safety, nutrition, and how to present your food. You'll complete 29 college credits in your senior year through the fall and spring semesters. And on the next screen, I'll talk to you a little bit about the classes that you'll get to experience while you're in the JumpStart program. So you will take your English and math in the fall, as well as an information literacy course. But then you'll see that you have a cooking fundamentals lecture and lab, and this is where it gets to be a lot of fun. So you'll actually be at the Tech Center, and we have a professional kitchen there at the Tech Center, and you will be in lab, and we will be producing recipes. You'll learn about how to present those recipes, and that is the bulk of the fundamentals lab class will be that. The Intro to Culinary Food Service is a class that really helps you with your terminology and understanding what a lot of the terms mean when you're trying to interpret a recipe and the different cooking methods to achieve that recipe. And then the CART 115, the safety and sanitation course, that is your Serve Safe certification. And that's the fall semester. If you complete that course, pass the Serve Safe exam, you'll actually come out of that class with a Serve Safe manager certification, which looks fantastic on your resume. In the second semester, in the spring, you'll also have another English and math, but then our lab classes will be baking skills and development, lots of baking, lots of cookies, lots of pastries. And then also the second part of Cooking Fundamentals lab will take place there as well, where we get into a little more in-depth recipes, more in-depth cooking methods. And the best part about the lab is that you get to eat everything we make in class. So I look forward to talking with any of you who are interested in culinary arts. We have several degree paths to go on after JumpStart. We have the culinary arts degree, we have baking and pastry, we also have a food service and retail management, catering and hospitality management. If you're interested in maybe starting your own business, running a catering business, we have a fantastic new food truck with a lab on it for the students. So lots of possibilities, and I look forward to talking with you after if you have any questions. Thanks, Cassidy.
All right, and next we have cybersecurity.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. My name is Kay Ogilvie, and I am the Cybersecurity Program Coordinator here at Blue Ridge CTC. And I wanted to talk to you about the cyber program today. Basically, our program focuses on entry-level training. And after you finish your training, then you would qualify to take national certifications such as Network Plus and or Security Plus. Blue Ridge CTC has been designated as the Center of Excellence for Cyber, something that we're really proud of. For the JumpStart program, you will earn 30 college credits at our tech center in just south of Martinsburg. The program is very active and very robust. In addition to your English and your math, of course, you would take in your first semester, you would take a computer ethics class. It's very important when you're working with customer data that you have a good ethical foundation. You would also take an information literacy class, which includes Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoints, Word, Microsoft products. Then you would go into a network fundamentals class. That would teach you how to hook a computer up. And I'm sure all of you probably already know how to do most of that stuff. And then the second semester, you'd get into a technical writing course. We have a lot of agreements and a good reputation with our employers in the community, and they all want their employees to have a good technical writing foundation. So you would get that in this class. Then you would go into a Network Plus class, an Intro to Linux class. And what's a cyber program without an Intro to Cybersecurity course? And in that course, you would learn things like risk assessments and the attacks, how to mitigate the risk of an attack. And we do have a lot of hands-on labs in our classes. And let's see here, again, it's an entry-level position. And the entry-level students that graduate with our degree, their associates, they go with the JumpStart and they go on and get their associates, and they get a couple of their certifications. They enter the field for an entry-level position making between $45,000 and $72,000 a year. So I'd love to talk to you about our program. Thank you for attending tonight. And if you have any questions, I'm here for you. Thank you.
Right, and next we have digital media studies. Do we have a program coordinator here for digital media studies? Okay, so our digital media studies program focuses on informational, business, commercial, entertainment, and game-based applications. Students are introduced to digital communications involving web apps and business-centered official apps. It also includes basic PC troubleshooting and help desk technical skills. Completers will earn 30 college credits, and it is also at our technology center. For the fall semester, you'll have that English class and the math option. Then you'll also do Intro to Media Studies, Intro to Programming Logic, and Information Literacy, which is that basic computer course. In the spring semester, you'll finish up that English and math. You'll do Computer Ethics, Intro to Adobe Photoshop was also an extremely popular program with the students, and then also web page design. And next we have Early Childhood Specialist.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Lewis, and I'm the program coordinator for the Early Childhood Specialist program. Our program focuses on children from birth to age 6. We do an internship, and that's if you decide that you want to go on for our associate's degree program, so you get some hands-on experience. You'll earn 30 credits in our program, and to get your associate's degree, you need 60. So this is about you're halfway done. Our classes do take place at the Technology Center. Thanks, Cassidy. So you would, again, like many other courses, you start with English. We're also going to do a foundations of early childhood and early language and literature and child development. And then, of course, you need some basic math. So that's what your fall semester would look like. And that gives you 15 hours. And then the spring semester, you would take technical writing. This class is good for if you're writing memos or letters to parents. That's a good class for that. You're also taking health, nutrition, and safety, early childhood inclusion, assessment of young children, and finishing up your math credit. So I will stick around. If you have more questions about the Early Childhood Specialist Program, please let me know.
Thank you. And now we have education.
Hi, I'm Joshua Ryder. I'm the Education Program Coordinator here at Blue Ridge CTC. I come from almost 10 years of public school teaching experience, mainly elementary background, in middle school. So I've enjoyed my time there. This program is really interesting, unique, and special because we do have a very strong articulation with Shepherd University. So strong, in fact, that they've even changed the wording of that, and it's now called a teacher collaborative partnership because they respect our students so much after they complete their time here at Blue Ridge CTC. As part of the program, our goal is to get our teacher candidates ready for transfer, because in order to walk into a public school classroom as a certified educator, you do have to have a bachelor's degree. And so the idea is you would get started here at Blue Ridge CTC, and regardless of what age you're interested in teaching and subject area, we usually have something that we can offer you, from elementary, secondary math, physical education, social studies, English, general science, and a few other sciences as well. This is another program too, where we have an articulation agreement with West Virginia University strictly for elementary. And so you elementary people who have a love for kindergarten through sixth grade, and you may not want to go to Shepherd, but you may want to go to WVU, we have that agreement with them as well. A couple things we do that's really interesting as part of this program is we do a lot of field placements. So in the fall semester, you would actually go out as a full observation day from start to finish, morning bus duty to evening bus duty to complete observation hours. That's part of the Education 150 course that you'll see on your screen. It's called Seminar in Education. And then in the spring, which would be part of Education 200, Foundations of Education, you'll complete 10 hours total throughout the semester, working with students that are considered at risk, meaning they are either in poverty, they've fallen behind because of truancy or attendance, or just struggling in general. And you'll kind of form a really neat bond with them and work with them to get caught up on their academics. And that's always the highlight of the year, is because the students just end up loving the teacher candidates so much that they look forward to them coming. So I would encourage you, if you are interested in any part of public school education, I would encourage you to enroll in this program, as Blue Ridge students are very well respected, not just at Shepherd and WVU, but a few other transfer universities that, even though we may not have agreements with them, some of our students have went there and have had tremendous success and have earned the respect of a lot of other universities. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
All right, thank you, Joshua. And next we have electric distribution engineering technology.
Good evening. My name is Jim Bailey. I'm an instructor in the Electric Distribution Engineering Technology program. It's a fancy name for training you to become an electric utility line worker. It's training to keep the lights on. It's a lifelong career path. The 4 instructors in the program have over 140 years combined experience. We align with EDET degree program. We offer a 9-month certificate or a 2-year associate's degree. Often the students will get their certificate, go to work for a company, and they pay for the rest of their 2-year degree. Most companies are very interested in having employees with 2-year degrees. You'll complete Gen Eds and you'll take foundation electricity. The Gen Eds are your basic math and English and some electives. You'll take written English and math in the first semester. Building better relationships, that's learning how to work with people. Fundamentals of Electricity 1, I believe, is DC. You'll learn about direct current in that semester. You'll take information literacy, which they've described as basically Microsoft Office. You'll become very familiar with that, which is important in this industry. You'll be using computers. In the second semester, you'll finish up your English and your math. You'll take conflict resolution, which is a very, very good course. You learn how to resolve conflicts with your coworkers or with customers. And you will complete your fundamentals of electricity, which I believe takes is strong in the alternating current. And then you'll take human relations. So if there are any questions, I will stick around. We have a strong emphasis on safety. We do not train on energized equipment at all. We do simulated energized equipment. You'll learn to run digger derrick trucks, set poles. You'll learn to use aerial lifts in order to get up to where the work is needed to be done, and we will train you to climb poles. If anybody has any questions, I'll be around. Thank you, Cassidy.
Thank you very much. And next we have General Studies. This is for those students that either just want some transfer courses. They're pretty common college freshman courses to start building your college transcript. They also will help a lot of students work on their high school transcript, because I've had several students that are interested for next year that have chosen General Studies because they need a science, and the program they wanted didn't have a science, so they chose General Studies because it gave them that full freshman year for the most part. And this offers students a foundation for a wide variety of our majors. So if you're interested in either a program that is part of JumpStart or isn't part of JumpStart, it's a pretty general program. Completers will earn 26 college credits, and it is at our main campus. For the fall semester, you'll do that English, math, general physical science, as well as macroeconomics. And for the spring semester, you're going to finish up that English, math, and science, and you'll also take American federal government. Next, we have healthcare professions. I'd say this is one of our most popular programs in JumpStart. It is a pathway to a career in medicine. So anybody that is interested in the healthcare professions, whether that's nursing, our EMS program, or our physical therapy assisting program, this easily leads into our healthcare professions program, which then goes into those 3 programs too. So it gets a little confusing as we go into the nursing, EMS, and PTA programs. They're all separate applications from our regular application. So if you want to be a nurse, as part of our JumpStart program, you can take, I'll get to it real quick. You can take English, Human Anatomy and Physiology, Introduction to Healthcare, and then Math Essentials or Probability and Statistics. We give you that math option. If you're planning on going into the nursing program, Probability and Statistics, our Math 114 class, is part of the requirements to apply to the nursing program. So I highly suggest, if you want to apply to the nursing program right after high school, you take that higher level math class, and then in the spring semester, you'd finish up that English, Human Anatomy and Physiology 2, Introduction to Pharmacology, and Introduction to Mathematics. And we add Nursing 111, which is actually the last class that's required to apply to the nursing program. So all of these meet the requirements for PTA, which is our physical therapy assisting, as well as EMS. And then you add Nursing 111 if you're interested in going into our nursing program. And you can apply to those programs right out of high school. If you were to wait and take classes during your senior year, if you were to wait and take it after your high school graduation, you would actually have to take a lot of these classes before you can even apply to those programs. So keep that in mind. If you're interested in any healthcare field, you can continue on to our nursing program, our EMS program, PTA program. It all very easily goes into graduation. And next we have information technology.
Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Shank. I'm Program Coordinator for Information Technology at Blue Ridge. We appreciate you taking your time and visit with us this evening. Hey, technology is everywhere. Almost any field that you would be going into would need IT support. So in the program, we offer a wide variety of courses. They include courses like operating systems, cloud computing, project management, hardware and software, programming and coding, some security, networks. Okay. So on the next slide, you can see the layout for the 2 semesters that you'd be with us in the program and hopefully stay with us to complete your degree. But we have the English and math in the first semester, and then a wide variety of SDE 188 is coding, intro to computers. Then the second semester, we continue with a technical writing class. We get into some IT's ethics and the operating system Linux, as well as the cybersecurity. And then you can elect another math. So I'll be available at the end of the session if you're interested in or have any questions in the IT area. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. And next we have Mechatronics engineering technology.
How are we doing today, everybody? My name is Eric Arsenal. I'm an instructor here at Blue Ridge. Our program has a lot to offer. There's everything from robotics to CNC. You'll understand the electronics and electricity, basic physics, all the way to CAD design. The JumpStart program itself allows you into different pathways that we have, either mechatronics and heavy equipment, or into engineering technology and plastics engineering technology. Now, behind me, I brought a small demonstration of some things that students actually put together themselves and are things that we will actually teach you. So I'm going to attempt here to show you this small system right here. If you guys can see that okay, I'll hit start. You'll actually be able to see the system sorting metallic and plastic pieces throughout using transfer arms and conveyor systems. And we train and teach the students. What you just heard turn on was the air compressor, but we teach and train the students to actually build this and understand every component and sensor within the system. So if you have any interest in learning the technology that we use in today's industries, the mechatronics program or the engineering technology programs will be great for you. And if you have any questions, I'll be available at the end of the session.
Thanks, Eric. And I also want to let everybody know, as part of the Mechatronics and Engineering Technology program, you do not have to pay a single thing to be a part of this program. All your tuition and textbooks are covered by the National Science Foundation for the 2021-2022 academic year. So you don't even have to worry about applying for a scholarship. You just sign up for Mechatronics and Engineering Technology, and it is all taken care of for you. You don't have to pay a single thing. So our next program is software development. I believe we have a program coordinator here for software.
Hello, yes, my name is Kim Graves, and I'm the faculty member for software development engineering. So should you choose software as your JumpStart program for next year, you will learn how to create computer games, animations, web pages, and Windows applications, just like the ones you might be using on your computer as we speak. By the end of your senior year, you'll be halfway towards an associate's degree and just a few credits shy of a certificate in software development engineering. Now, a degree or a certificate in software development is a great complement to any other 2- or 4-year degree. In this day and age, there are computer programming needs in every field. So the skills you learn in this program are really transferable no matter what your future career might be. As we look at the courses you're going to take, keep in mind that if you don't know what you want to major in, but you know it's in the IT area, it's easy to switch programs, especially within the Blue Ridge IT department. So almost all of the courses that you would take in a software jumpstart program can be applied to the IT or cybersecurity degrees at Blue Ridge, for example. So transferring to those programs would be a smooth transition if you should change your mind about your degree path. So in the first term of the JumpStart program, in our Introduction to Programming Logic course, that's where you learn the fundamentals of programming. And we apply those techniques in the very popular programming language called Python. In the second term, you continue to use the more advanced features of Python. And that's where you create those games and animations, and you learn how to analyze and chart data, large sets of data. In the second term, you'll also learn how to create Windows applications. And we do this in a language called C#. C# is a preferred language also for the game development industry. And finally, you'll learn the fundamentals of web page design, so HTML, CSS, and a little bit of JavaScript. By the time you leave, you'll have enough experience in programming that you'll have an easier time picking up any new programming language. So you're going to learn some specific ones with us, but really the idea is for you to be able to learn on your own the wealth of programming languages that are out there. But should you decide to complete your associate's degree with us after you graduate from high school, you'll also learn Java and mobile app development and further techniques in database and web development. Many of our graduates are working at local companies or working remotely at out-of-state companies, but from home. And some of our students were offered permanent positions well before they graduated. And if it interests you, you can now complete your degree online after your senior year with us. So if you have any questions about software development engineering or JumpStart program, I'll be here all evening to answer your questions. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Kim. And that was our last JumpStart program, but we still have plenty of options for you if you didn't find one that interested you. If you've already decided where you want to go to college, we have plenty of transfer courses that you can do. Students still do self-pay for this program. All high school students pay $25 per credit. Our Scholars Program is an arrangement with 6th and 7th period. You do self-drive to the campus. We also have night classes if it doesn't work in your daily schedule. And we have online options too, if all of it works as online or you just prefer online, because a lot of students are finding they prefer online. Some are finding that they don't. You can also complete English 101/102. Psychology 203 and American Federal Government is part of that program. We also have Math 100 and 100A as part of some schools' daily curriculum. So ask your counselor if this is available at your school, but it could be that you can take Math 100 and Math 100A as part of your regular high school day at your high school by one of the high school teachers and receive Blue Ridge CTC credit for it. You do have to be eligible for early release if you're going to come to school or to Blue Ridge during the school day. So just talk to your counselor, see if that is an option for you. If nothing absolutely works and you have something very specific that you want to do, a couple of years ago, I had a student that was interested in marine biology. And of course, being a landlocked state of West Virginia, we don't have any colleges that have a marine biology program. So this student actually came to me and wanted a custom schedule. So she contacted some transfer universities that she was interested in transferring to after high school and said, hey, I'm thinking about going to Blue Ridge CTC. Do you accept credits from Blue Ridge CTC? And also, how will it transfer to my program? So we were able to build her a custom schedule, mainly of general education classes like English, math, some science there. And all high school students can take classes off of our general schedule. As long as you meet the prerequisites, you can take anything. And it's all $25 per credit. So there are endless possibilities. A lot of these programs and classes will transfer. So a lot of the general courses, we'll use English 101, for example, is part of the West Virginia Core Transfer Agreement, which states that it will transfer as the equivalent course to any West Virginia public institution. no matter where you're planning to transfer to, whether it's West Virginia in public, whether it's out of state, whether it's private, always go ahead and ask their department and say, hey, I'm taking class at Blue Ridge CTC. Ask them 2 questions. The first, will you take credits from Blue Ridge CTC? The second, how will it transfer to my program? We do have a very full list of current agreements with colleges all over the place. I mentioned the School of Business in France. We have them all over the country, all over the state, all over the area. They basically say that they will accept our credits. A lot of them have specific degree programs that it will transfer. It lists them all out for you. Just because we don't have a transfer agreement for a specific school doesn't mean that they won't take our credits. You always have to check with the receiving institution to verify that they're going to transfer the credits, and also lets them know that you're interested in their school after attending Blue Ridge CTC. So why would you enroll in any of these programs? One, you're going to save time. You're all getting ready to be seniors. Instead of starting college classes after high school graduation, you can start them your senior year. And especially if you're part of the JumpStart program, or we build you a custom schedule, you could potentially have about your freshman year of college completely done with your senior year of high school. You're also going to save money. All high school students pay $25 per credit. If you're to come after high school, you would pay $172 per credit. So your typical 3 credit hour course for high school students is $75. The Blue Ridge CTC rate for after high school graduation is $516. It's quite a difference. And then even if you were to go to a local 4-year university, you would pay almost $1,000 for that same exact class that you could take your senior year of high school and only pay $75 for. Again, students do self-pay tuition, fees, and books. It all depends on the class how much those are, but your tuition is always going to be $25 per credit. So if you're interested in any of these programs, whether that be JumpStart, our Scholars Program, or a custom schedule, the first thing you're going to want to do is talk to your school counselor. They're going to be able to sit down with you and look at what you've already taken as far as your high school curriculum and what you still need, because our #1 goal is for you to graduate high school. You need to do that. And then they'll also be able to tell you how these programs are going to fit in your schedule. They might rearrange your high school schedule. You might have to take some afternoon classes. There have been cases where students meet all the requirements by taking Blue Ridge CTC classes for their high school graduation, and they don't even have to take any classes in the high school. So keep that in mind. Definitely ask your counselor if it's an option for you. Next, you can contact me with any questions. I'm the high school enrollment specialist, and you'll also be sending me your applications. I will send the applications out to the emails that you use to register for this session. If you're interested in JumpStart, there's going to be a specific JumpStart form with an agreement as well. And then if you're interested in anything outside of JumpStart, you're going to do that non-degree seeking registration form, all of which come directly to me. Then you're going to attend a mandatory high school program orientation. We'll do those over the summer. You don't have to worry about it right now, but the orientation is going to talk about expectations. It's going to tell you a little bit about Blue Ridge. We're going to give you your schedule, and we'll also go through all of your Blue Ridge CTC programs. So we're going to give you a Blue Ridge CTC email. You'll also have what we call Blackboard, which is the online platform for your classes. And then you'll also have Bridge, which is your student account. All that's left to do after that is start your classes. So if you have any questions, I know there's been a chat going on. Jen's really good about getting those chat questions, but if you have any, we have program coordinators here. If you're interested in a specific JumpStart program and want to talk to anyone specific, just let us know. We can put you in a breakout room. If you have any questions for me, general high school, anything like that, you can go ahead and let me know either in the chat, or there aren't too many people here. So you're welcome to ask your questions. Other than that, if you don't have any questions or don't want to talk to anybody, go ahead, go talk to your counselor about classes at Blue Ridge CTC. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. You're free to log off